Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are doing well. Today I wanted to talk about all of the new makeup releases that were recently announced or launched. There are so many products to talk about in today's video. I tried to narrow it down to the ones that I thought you guys would think are the most interesting, but I might have to film a follow-up video soon. I was just going to do eyeshadow palettes because there are so many palettes that have recently been announced, but I'll throw in a couple of other things as well. Although eyeshadow palettes to me are still the most interesting. I haven't been buying as many lately, but there are definitely some in today's video that I'm thinking about trying. Now, before we get into all of the makeup, there are a few skincare products I wanted to talk about. I know a lot of you guys told me you're not buying as much makeup, but you're still focused on finding a really good skincare routine. So I do want to say thank you to TULA for sponsoring a portion of today's video. I've been testing out a bunch of their products, and I've just fallen in love with the brand. I love their messaging. They believe in being healthy, not perfect. So they're all about empowering their community to feel good in the skin that they're currently in. If you guys haven't heard of TULA, it is a doctor-founded skincare and wellness brand. 100% of their products are formulated with probiotic extracts and superfoods. The products are clean, effective, of course cruelty-free, never tested on animals, and they just launched this kit. So I've been using their products for a little while, but this kit actually bundles together 4 of their best-selling products, and you can get it for a discounted price. This really has been such an effective skincare routine. I feel like it is very simple, but it makes my skin look and feel amazing. But what's nice is all 4 of these products are going to work well to cleanse and brighten your skin while also protecting it, and you get this gorgeous radiant glow, which I think is perfect for the summertime. The first product is the cult classic Purifying Face Cleanser. This one is a nice lightweight gel-based formula, so I think it is perfect for everyday use. I actually use it in the morning and at night. I find that it cleanses my skin really well without stripping it. The brightening treatment drops are the perfect way to incorporate a vitamin C serum. I told you guys that I'm in need of a new vitamin C serum, so I've been testing this one out, and it's really lightweight. It's going to work well to brighten up the skin and fade dark spots. The Rose Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm is going to instantly hydrate and cool the skin. It is perfect for the summertime. Not only does it give your skin a beautiful glowy finish, it leaves your skin feeling really refreshed and awake. So it's perfect in the morning time. It's also great on days when your eyes are just looking a little bit tired. I've been raving about the TULA Protect and Glow Daily Sunscreen Gel. I've been using this every single day. It's the absolute best. It doesn't leave a white cast. It doesn't clog my pores. It just leaves your skin with the most beautiful, gorgeous glow. You'll be able to see that on my application clip. And on top of that, of course, it is protecting your skin, which is so important. Between the bundle price and my promo code, you can actually get almost 50% off and free shipping. So the retail value is $157. But if you use my promo code AndreaM, you'll get a discount, and they've already discounted the bundles. So it really is such a great deal. So if you guys want to try this or any other TULA products, you can go to TULA.com and use my promo code AndreaM to get 15% off of your TULA purchase. I'll link it in the description box below. So thanks again to TULA for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Let's jump into the rest of it. So like I said, there are a ton of new eyeshadow palettes, so let's start with a few of those. There is a new Norvina Pro Pigment palette. This is volume 5. It's available now on their website for $60. I assume it's coming to Sephora as well because the rest of them are available at Sephora. In fact, if it's available at Sephora by the time this video goes live, I'll make sure to link it in the description box below. I don't know, I wasn't expecting this for some reason. I kind of thought maybe she was done with the Pro Pigment palettes. I completely forgot there were 4 of them. I thought there were 3 of them. But I think she released 4 at the beginning of this year or maybe during the holiday season. I honestly just completely forgot about 4. It's funny because a lot of people who review these on YouTube or like talk about them in the comments of my videos say they love them and say the value is actually really good and the formula is really nice. I don't know, I've always said the first one is my favorite. I kind of like 4, like both of them are a little bit pinky and purple, but I think 5 is the best one that she's done if you like pinks and purples. It also kind of looks like an extended version of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, like the original one in the rectangle packaging, and that is still one of my favorite palettes. So I'm tempted to buy this one. I know that I've said this before, I think I said it in this video, there aren't a lot of eyeshadow palettes that pull me in these days, so I was kind of surprised scrolling through these releases to see a few that are calling my name. So I might actually end up picking up one of these. I think I'll add this one to my loves list and think about it. These do go on sale from time to time, and $60 is a little bit more than I like to spend on a palette, but you do get a lot of product, a lot of different shades, so it could be worth the money. If you guys have these palettes in your collection, do you find that you use them a lot? I know a lot of people say the quality is good, but are they large and bulky and hard to use? Because whenever a palette is too big, that's when I find that I don't reach for it because it's just awkward to hold, and the place where I do my makeup is a little bit smaller, so there's not really a place to set it down, and that's just what I'm thinking of when I'm thinking about using it. Also, when there are so many shades to choose from, sometimes I feel a little bit overwhelmed, and that's why these days I've just been going for like smaller palettes in general. There is another eyeshadow palette that is really calling my name, and it's so different from the one that I just talked about. This one is from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. It's available now on Sephora's website for $68. So I haven't tried anything from Patrick Ta. I was scrolling through Sephora's website before I sat down to film this video, and there are some gorgeous products in the line. I feel like whenever I hear someone review the line, which isn't super often, I think it's maybe somewhat of a newer line, people just rave about it. They say they love the quality. And this eyeshadow palette looks amazing. Again, I feel like it takes a lot for an eyeshadow palette in general to call my name, but especially a neutral palette. But this one does. I was watching the actual video on Sephora's website, and Patrick Ta was swatching everything, talking about the products, and the metallics and shimmers look so intense, and I think that's what's kind of pulling me in. So it looks like you get a row of shimmers, a row of mattes, and then you also get 2 cream bases. I feel like I might have seen a few reviews pop up in my subscription box. People are on the ball with their eyeshadow palette reviews. I tend to be a little bit more slow with those, but I am going to watch those videos to see what people are saying. I think if this palette was a little bit less expensive, like around the $40 to $50 price range, I would grab it probably without thinking twice. I mean, I would think twice because I try to be really good about my purchases and decide whether or not I would use them, but I think I would use it. I just feel like the $68 price tag is kind of throwing me off a little bit. I think Patrick Ta is a little bit more of a luxury brand, and I don't know, I feel like I don't love to spend over like $40, $50 on an eyeshadow palette. The only time that I've really done that would be with the Natasha Denona mid-sized palettes. I don't know, it's just really calling my name, and I feel like this is a palette that I would get a lot of use out of. The other part of me is saying I could probably duplicate a lot of these shades with palettes I already own, but it really is gorgeous. It makes neutrals look really fun and appealing again. So I'm thinking about that one. I'm kind of going back and forth between the ABH Norvina and this one. There are also 4 new Major Dimension Precision Gel Liners for $26 each. Again, the swatches look amazing. I feel like I'm definitely set when it comes to this type of eyeliner, so I think I'll be skipping over those, but I am thinking about the palette. Melt Cosmetics is coming out with a new palette. I feel like they just launched a new palette. I think their last launch was their neutral lipstick line. I know they had that mini collection with mini lipsticks and like that mini eyeshadow stack. They had the Mary Jane palette. So I do feel like they've been launching a lot in 2021, but this is their new Brunet palette. So it says that it features 8 shadows with a unique blend of soft and spiced natural hues. So it does look like a very neutral palette, which again, I think is kind of surprising because their last palette, the Mary Jane palette, was pretty neutral, but I don't know, looking at this one after looking at the Patrick Ta palette makes this one feel very underwhelming to me. It might be the opposite for you if you love Melt Cosmetics, and I do love the brand, but I think in general, I kind of look to them for more colorful palettes rather than neutral palettes. I also feel like Melt Cosmetics palettes get such mixed reviews. So I have the She's in Parties palette. That's the last one that I bought, and I really like it. I have 3. I have that one, Smoke Sessions, and Muerte, and all 3 of those are really, really good. But there were other ones that I thought about, Millennial Pink and the last one, the Mary Jane palette. I thought about buying both of those, but they got such mixed reviews. So I don't know. I feel like when they do a good palette, they do such a good job with the formula and it's amazing. But if you get one that's like lackluster, it's a lot of money to spend on something that doesn't perform really well every time you use it. So I don't love this color story, so I won't be buying it. But I feel like these days, I definitely wait for reviews to come out before I even spend my money on a palette from Melt Cosmetics. KVD Beauty also has a new palette coming soon. So this one is the Planet Fanatic palette. It includes 14 different shades. It is inspired by the earth, the different colors, and the elements. There are 8 matte shadows, 6 glitters. It is a vegan formula and the packaging is fully recyclable. So I do appreciate the fact that they do keep coming out with products that are fully recyclable. I like the clear packaging. I like the way that it looks. I like the fact that, of course, you can recycle it. I think that's awesome. I know a lot of people say it looks and feels cheap, like the Good Apple Foundation Balm, but I like it. I think it works well. So anyway, as for the actual colors, I think they're pretty. Overall, it seems to lean pretty light. It kind of looks like a lot of the deeper shades are maybe that glitter formula, so I don't imagine that you'd be able to create a lot of really intense looks with this palette. I would probably end up using it more so as an accent palette. I think their holiday palette was a little bit more vibrant than this one. So I don't know how much it's going to cost. If the price is available by the time this goes up, I'll put it in the description box below, but I don't plan on grabbing this one. A lot of their products just don't pull me in. I will say the holiday palette got discounted significantly pretty soon after it was released. And I don't know if this one is a limited edition palette, but if you do want it, there is a chance you'll be able to get it for a pretty significant discount within a few months. So I would just wait. I do these videos where I do like a monthly sale roundup at Sephora and Ulta, and every time I check the sale section, there are always KVD beauty products on sale. So maybe just wait a few months if you can, if you do want to try it, because you'll probably be able to get it for a discounted price. There are some new ColourPop palettes available at Ulta Beauty. It doesn't look like they're on the ColourPop website yet, but for now you can purchase them at Ulta Beauty online and in stores. There are two 9pan palettes for $14 each. They're both really fun and colorful. I actually bought one of these. I just did an Ulta Beauty haul. I'll link it in the description box below if you want to check it out. But the High Tide palette definitely caught my eye. It's just a really pretty green toned palette. I have some green palettes from ColourPop. I have Just My Luck, Meant to Be, and then also The Child. So they've done a lot of green palettes, but this one is probably my favorite out of all of them because it kind of pulls in the best shades from all of the palettes. Just My Luck is a little bit too green for me, and Meant to Be is a little bit too light for me. So I feel like this one has the perfect depth and the perfect mix of like green and aqua shades as a whole. So I've really been loving it. It's very rich, very vibrant if you like these shades. The other one is Fine Feathered. This one didn't appeal to me as much. I mean, I love pinks. It's a monochromatic pink palette with softer pinks, brighter pinks. I just have a lot of pink eyeshadow palettes from ColourPop, so that's why I skipped over this one, but it is a pretty option, especially if you like monochromatic palettes. And then the third one is a little bit bigger. This one is Lust for Dusk, and it comes with 16 eyeshadows for $24. So this one feels, I don't know, like it kind of feels a little bit desaturated, but it feels like a summery nighttime palette at the same time. I think that this would definitely be appealing if you want something a little bit more sultry, you like warm tones and cool tones, but you don't want anything too intense or too vibrant. I do think it's a really pretty palette. I don't think it appeals to me as much as some other palettes that I've seen lately. I'm really into like super saturated eyeshadows these days, so I don't think I'll be buying that one, but you can find all three of them now at Ulta Beauty if you are interested. There's a new Jaclyn Cosmetics collection coming out on June 10th. It is the Bad and Rougey collection. So this is a modern take on the ultimate classic cosmetic rouge. So I was watching her video and she was just kind of talking about how they used to always wear like so much blush and it looked really beautiful and she wanted to create something like that. So I did watch her announcement video just to see swatches and see what the products were like. I don't know, I like blush, but I'm not in love with blush. I do wear blush most days, but I just kind of reach for what I already have. And there aren't necessarily a ton of blush releases that pull me in these days, other than cream blushes. Those have been pulling me in, but there is one product from her line that sounds really interesting. So there are 4 different Mood Light Luminous Rouges, which are $30 each. It's basically supposed to be like a radiant loose powder blush, which sounds interesting. I don't know that I've really seen that before. I know some brands do loose highlighters, but I don't typically reach for those because they can kind of be a little bit messy. But I do feel like a loose luminous blush would be so pretty on the skin, really natural, and it would just give you kind of like a lit from within glow. So I am a little bit curious about that formula. There are also 4 Rouge Romance Cream to Powder Blush Sticks for $22. So if you like a stick blush, you might like those. And then 2 blush palettes for $45 each. I thought the blush palettes were really pretty. I don't really like blush palettes because, like I said, I don't get that into blush. So I feel like for me to buy a palette with 6 shades, there's no way that I would like all of the shades or reach for them regularly. But the formula did look nice. Like as she was applying it to the skin, it gave her skin like a very smooth, naturally glowy look. It wasn't a shimmery blush, but it did have like a nice natural luminosity. And then there were 5 Rouge Romance lip cushions for $18. So like I said, I really thought that the Mood Light Luminous Rouges were the most interesting, but I don't actually... Did she swatch those in her video? I was watching it while I was washing my face, and I know that I saw her swatch the palettes and the cream blushes. Maybe I didn't finish that video because I don't even know if she swatched the Mood Light Luminous Rouges. I'll have to go back and look. But I do feel like that product as a whole sounds like it would be really pretty on the cheeks. I don't know if I'll buy it, but I do think it sounds interesting. Lunar Beauty released a new eyeshadow palette. I actually think Lunar Beauty did blush palettes that a lot of people were raving about a while ago. I feel like the brand as a whole gets really good reviews. I still haven't tried anything yet, but they did kind of redo the Life's a Drag palette. So this is the Life's a Drag facelift palette. It's available now on the website for $48. So I think Life's a Drag was the first palette that Manny released. I haven't watched his announcement video yet. I saved it to my watch later list, but this one includes the 14 shades from the original and then 7 new shades. So he kind of revamped it. The swatches look amazing. Again, I haven't watched Manny's announcement video to see why he did update the palette. I'm assuming he just wanted to expand it a little bit and add in a few additional colors, but it does have a nice range of like staple neutrals as well as some colorful shades. It does look like the majority of the palette is matte with the exception of the 3 shimmer shadows in the center, which does make sense if you want it to be more of a staple palette. But if you guys know me, you know that I love my shimmer shadows, and any palette that just has like a couple of shimmers just isn't for me personally, because that's what I typically look for in a palette. So I don't think that I will be personally buying it, but I think it's gorgeous. I hear amazing things about Lunar Beauty in general. So I feel like I would like to try something from the brand at some point. I've heard that the lip glosses are really good too. e.l.f. has an interesting new release. This is the Acne Fighting Putty Primer. I love the original putty primer and the matte version. I do wear those most days, especially the matte version, because I do have really large pores around my nose. I also deal with a little bit of dryness, but my nose is also extremely oily. So for some reason, the matte putty primer just kind of takes care of all of those issues at the same time. So I am curious to try this one because it's a green toned primer. So it's formulated with acne fighting ingredients to fight future breakouts while smoothing the skin. And they also said that it has color correcting properties. So this sounds like it's going to be perfect for me. I do have acne prone skin. I'm not dealing with too many breakouts lately. I feel like my skin is pretty balanced, but my skin does tend to get a little bit red, especially when it's hot outside. So I do feel like this would be perfect in the morning time. It does have 1.8% salicylic acid to prevent the development of future breakouts and help reduce redness. It also has zinc to help reduce inflammation and kaolin to help control oil. So I think I will try this out and see if I like it better than the matte version. There are a bunch of new Makeup by Mario products available now at Sephora. He released a bunch of cheek products, including powder highlighters, blushes, and bronzers. And then there are also contour and blush sticks if you like a cream version. So everything is $28 with the exception of the powder blushes, which are $24. I've actually tried a few Makeup by Mario products and I've really enjoyed them. I mainly reach for the eyeshadows. I feel like his eyeshadow formula is nice because it's very blendable, very smooth, but it's not overly creamy or overly powdery or overly pigmented. It's just like a good staple formula, which I think has been his goal with the majority of his line. Mario, the creator of the line, is a very well-known makeup artist, so I feel like he obviously knows what to create when it comes to formulas. That's why I am always a little bit curious about his releases, even if they are more basic or simple products. The cheek products look nice. They don't necessarily look like anything super special, but again, like I said, I feel like his formulas are just like good everyday staple products that perform pretty well. So at some point I might try something. I think I might try the highlighters. The blushes look nice, the bronzers look nice. I don't know, I'm not necessarily in a rush to run out and buy any of these cheek products right away, but I think if I did try something, I'd probably try a highlighter. I feel like highlighters are what have been pulling me in the most lately. Speaking of highlighters, there is one from Becca Cosmetics that I wanted to mention. They just released their last launch because in case you guys missed it, they are closing in September, which is very sad news. I feel like whenever I mention that, there's always a few people who didn't know that. So unfortunately, they will no longer be around at the end of the year. I still feel like I'm like holding out hope that they'll change their mind because they do make my favorite highlighters. But they did release this one to celebrate Pride Month. It is in the shade High Angel. Now, Becca did partner with the Trevor Project in support of this launch. They donated $50,000, which is amazing. The Trevor Project is doing such important work, so I'm going to link the website in the description box below. They are offering mental health support, suicide prevention services for people in the LGBTQIA+ community, specifically youth. They really work hard to, assist young people with mental health support. So I love that Becca is donating in support of Pride Month, of course. And I think the makeup community as a whole does a lot of rainbow themed collections or pride collections, but they don't always put their money where their mouth is. So I do think Becca is doing a great thing with partnering with them. The highlighter is inspired by their best-selling shade in Opal, which is one of my favorites. This one's a little bit different. It looks actually a little bit prettier than their original one. It says that it is inspired by individuality, living authentically, and feeling seen and accepted for exactly who you are. So I love this highlighter. I love the cause. I'll definitely be grabbing one of these. So Glamlite is collaborating with Mikayla J makeup, and I follow her on TikTok. I don't know if you guys follow her. I think I follow her on Instagram as well. I think that she is so talented. I love the fact that she does such dramatic, colorful looks. I love colorful eyeshadow, but I feel like she takes it to the next level. She's so creative. So I was curious when she said that she was launching a collaboration because I didn't know which brand she was going to collaborate with, but I figured it would be a brand who creates really beautiful, colorful palettes. Now, I still haven't tried anything from Glamlite. I've heard really good things about their actual quality. I hear that it's amazing. They've done some really pretty palettes in the past, and I'm curious to try something at some point. So this is the Mikayla Glamlite 30 color eyeshadow palette. There are 17 ultra pigmented mattes, 13 mega shimmers. It launches on June 13th on Glamlite's website. So I think that this is a really beautiful palette. I love the purples, the greens, the blues. You kind of get a little bit of everything. She also included some oranges, a few neutrals. It looks really, really pretty. I also think the packaging is really fun. I don't know, based on her sneak peeks and the swatches that I saw her posting, these shadows look like they're going to be super intense, really, really vibrant, which is something that I do love. So I might have to try this one and finally try out Glamlite. And I think Mikayla herself is so gorgeous, so talented. So I am really, really happy for her. Okay, that is everything I wanted to share with you guys in today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If there's anything you want me to review on my channel, let me know and I can definitely do that. But I hope you guys have a great day. Again, if you want to try out any TULA products, you can check out their website. I'll link it in the description box below. And you can use my code AndreaM to save 15% on your TULA purchase. But I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye.